Hello, Nick. How are you tonight?
I'm good, Doug. You're still here, huh?
I'm never going away, pal. Never going away. You got a bunch of kind of guys with different looks. You had DeAndre out there with a bunch of first unit guys in the first half. What did you like with what you saw that was different from game one?
Well, first of all, DeAndre, I thought gave us a big lift. Just made a lot of cutting plays to the rim, some drives and some kickouts for some easy ones. I just kind of like him as a utility guy. Even stuck a three ball or two, I think. So that was good. Thought Malachi was good again. I really thought Yuta, again had another solid game. Um, we got some work to do though, right? There wasn't great rhythm and pop out of our first group. I didn't think in either half. But well, we know what we need to work on now. That was a good game. It was a good game for that.
Yeah, that second quarter that Fred had, he seemed to get into one of his little rhythms. I think he made two threes and a double clutch thing at the half and or at the buzzer. What have you seen from him? I guess pretty much what you kind of expect from a veteran like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a game. I thought he was having a kind of a tough luck there early. I thought he was getting knocked around pretty hard going to the rim or start the game, and um, he was getting a little frustrated. But as usual, he just hangs in there and keeps playing, and got some nice open looks and knocked them down. And we needed somebody to kind of step up and do that right at that particular moment, or the game was gonna felt like we were in a lot more trouble than we were in because he was kind of letting us hang around, kind of single handedly.
Great. Thanks a lot, Nick. Safe travels back to Florida. We'll talk to you later on.
Thanks, Doug.
Hey Nick,
Hey, Michael.
you it looks like you have, well, it doesn't look like you clearly have a ton of options to go to as you try and construct the second unit. Matt Thomas, Terrence Davis, DeAndre looks very good. Not to mention Malachi. Do you enjoy as a coach having that kind of competition? Do you feel like there is a sense of competition to carve out some minutes in that second unit?
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to have the competition, I think, Michael. Again, you've been hearing me for a few days now talk about, wanting to try to find some guys you can kind of count on each night, but I didn't quite feel that from Matt and Chris and, Terrence. In the first half, they didn't have very good stints. Terrence hit some shots in the second half, which was good to see, get a little confidence. Um, but again, DeAndre was a plus, and the thing I like about him is he's a heady player, right? He makes a lot of good plays, and he might be a fit. He looked like he was a good fit out there with the kind of majority of the first group. So I'm still learning him, and he's learning us. But I like what I've seen so far. It's just these guys kind of all play the same position, Michael. So it's I guess I'm just gonna have to feel my way through it again with if it's not somebody's night, and try somebody else, and maybe a wild card guy here and there. But we'll see. We'll keep working at it.
Thanks, Nick. Safe flight.
Thanks, Michael. Take care.
Hey, Nick. I wanted to ask you about Norm. Similarly to his start in the bubble games, he hasn't really looked like himself early on here. Shots aren't falling. What are you looking to see from him going into the season? Is it just a matter of him getting things revved up again?
Yeah, it looks like it to me. Josh, he looked like he was a little bit, not quite firing. Just tonight, everything was a half count late or a full count late. And he obviously didn't make any of his three balls really. What was he, 1 for 7? Yeah. So, I mean, we know he's a scorer, and he's gonna shoot the ball well. He's almost a 40% 3-point shooter. So, I think it's a little bit of maybe just getting back in the swing of it for him, right, and getting some rhythm.
In terms of Malachi, you mentioned him a little bit earlier. Is there anything about what you've seen from him through two games that has surprised you at all?
Yeah, I mean, he's been a good generator of offense, and I don't just mean because he's been scoring. He's just been getting into the heart of the defense. It's again, he's making some good drives, and he's finding some great, fire outs to guys, and getting the offense kind of initiated and breaking down the defense into rotations. That's been, it's been a pleasant surprise. That's not easy to do in this league, to come in and be able to do that. I mean, listen, it's still a preseason, and don't want to get carried away here, but he's looked good as far as an offensive generator, and he plays hard on D.
Thanks, Nick. Safe travels.
Yep. Thanks, Josh. Take care.
Hi, Nick.
Hi, Tim.
Even after Friday, I mean, you never know all the answers after a preseason. You never know all the answers after. Not even you. Not even you know all the answers. Is it almost easier to accept it this year just because it's a shorter preseason, it's a shorter camp, it's such unusual circumstances for you guys? Do coaches have to just kind of roll with it just a little bit more this year, even than usual, do you think?
Well, I think, yeah, I mean, I think being flexible, I think, Tim, kind of coaching on the fly a little bit more. Yeah, not really overreacting to too much. I mean, listen, I know it's a preseason, but Charlotte obviously had a little more, they played with a little more intensity tonight because, it's kind of natural human instinct, right, to play tougher after a loss. I think it was good practice we got a couple games like this where you go into a city and you stay there for a few days and you play the same team like this. So I think that was good practice. We addressed that a little bit, but it's, it feels like, we're only here 3 days or something like that. It feels like a lot longer than that because it's just not the pace we're used to. You're just not used to coming in, playing a game, and Zoom, you're off to another city, right? So did seem a bit long here. It was pleasant. But yeah, I think you're going to have to kind of, you just got to kind of keep plugging away and not get too carried away in the results, even in the play. I think it's going to be uneven and up and down a little bit, and just try to smooth it out as you go.
There's obviously going to be stints like this in the regular season too. Just how silly as it sounds, just was this necessary just to get a feel for what it's going to feel like?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's helpful, right? It's helpful. Again, like I said, we addressed it. I think I just talked about this is good. It's good for us. Anything's good for us now to be out here playing against somebody else, but it was good to kind of see something we've never really seen before like that, to play a team back to back and in the same city like that. So yeah, it's a good little taste, I guess, of what's to come.
Thank you, Nick. Safe flight.
All right, Tim, see you, man.